Mena obibia asi ema obibia kwaba efamra ye chene eso ebia ene dedi kan first time ama winya subscribe ya mesro so be subscribe notification bell turn on so be like so be share so be comment so ya dia we ya na ama ye mobile show ene agi papa yen yin enim dia akoso between Honorable Kennedy akopre ko Agyapong ene Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia ekomo bebre eno mo twetwe na mom ye bedi kan akwakotie Nsembia different between Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and papa. I will also flag bellership at the National Democratic Congress and DC. John Dramani Mahama. We are taught to us some secret. We didn't know be a course of national security. There are some na Ken Banosoka. Abuchemuno, yet is some which in Abasum, any can take some so Emra.
Are from families that are politically active dating back to the 1950s. Their fathers, Emmanuel Adama Mahama and Alhaji Mumuni Bawumia, were all parliamentarians and ministers of state under the First Republic led by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The narrative has not been different with their children. The rivalry between their children, John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, cuts across all aspects, from the Ganasco and Tamasco feud to an NDC and NPP battle.
For the first time in the history of this country, two Northerners, that is former President John Dramani Mahama and Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, will be battling it out on December 7, 2024 to annex the number one position of the country. Whereas former President John Dramani Mahama is seeking to return to lead the country as the number one gentleman, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia will be seeking to move a step further to becoming the number one gentleman. But what does this mean to the development of the North?
We actually want to leave a footprint in where they hail from. Then definitely you have deliberate development policies for Northern Ghana. What actually do they have for Northern Ghana in their manifestos? It should be very clear. What they intend to do for Northern Ghana. It should be very clear in their manifestos.
To visit the other regions where they produce the presidents. I mean, you go to, let's say, a central region or let's say eastern region. You can see that they have a very marvelous development from their candidate who ever been a president before. We are now appealing to two of them. Any of them who have this opportunity should not fail us because we are lagging behind the whole country, northern region, in terms of poverty, in terms of development, we are lagging behind.
Just as we all say, in our local dialect, they always say that in Dagbani, Sarai Talayanga, Kana Sambane, right? It's like you have to fill your own pot before you go out. If that will play, I still feel that it should still be an issue-based, right? As a development worker, I wouldn't side, and I wouldn't also say that concentration should come to the north. But as individuals, we all need to look at that issue.
For political researcher Khalid Abu Ishmael, the 2024 general elections will be an evaluation of the contribution of the two flag bearers to the development of the North.
It's clear that people will be demanding that we want to compare these two political giants and to see who they will put their trust on in order that 2024 they can be able to benefit from the politics or from the fourth Republican dispensation. Now, if you come to look at the poverty, and then what we call lack of jobs for the young people in this part of the country is so dear to the heart of the electors.
In 13 months from now, voters will have the opportunity to decide which of the flag bearers becomes president. Even though the minority parties have not decided on their flag bearers for the upcoming elections yet, and judging from the trend of voting and the dominance of the NPP and...
So, according to those people from the northern part of Ghana, they said they will vote based on your plans, based on the plans that a flag bearer, either MPP or NDC, have for their region. And the moment yena suma senior benti so mo share the plans na bebo mo mind nko ade a ene on beto aba no gidigidi. Na Ken Saturday no oh Ken dey am so money na ni ya DC for MPP for say mano kokotwea e kwa mo de fa so ne dey no mo maintain kwanya conversation because between omo and Avim lady.
So what choice no what choose so then na move here no mode national security the cover and fee about platforms.
Sana wa catch am so the national security.
I know me are.
So
me video this one I'll put it, I'll give it to you. The protocol the cover the by Ken wasn't ready to come because someone says they said or man penny he needs some protection. And no more than a buy more buyer na more than a bejina platform say more than mobile monium Ken or person but don't provoke him so on your side. Ken sorry side nana be. Adana adeni monum bejina one can just almost. You see, these are some of the things they are very disrespectful. Onipa ya tuaba fine walusu but you don't provoke him in public. National stage na afena yeah maybe I mean person me boom di akoko jina okochie chie and never akuko ni fi opamon. How
you just said you 10 year old say this thing and then yam.
I fear I don't care whether any yam na any yam you afraid be peacemaker. You camera speech and camera talk. What be jina o be fanaba. Whether it's bad or wrong, he belongs to the party and on free. So what I say, it in can may be to provoke supporters. As a good leader, what he has to say is admitted, not just blame the man who say, you know what, everything is fair. Me person me supporter me do biasi. Oba muta me chi na mishla munyina. Simple.
Okay.
Ben continue guys will be out the master will be out. Even though you ninyo my fear. There's a way I met my cat was a fear. Oh yeah, excuse me, I fear you stupid. And I may walk and make kind of fear you are stupid. One sound very insulting, and one also sound very fun say you dear bro. And you know, even though I ninyo out 2 years, I can't pay. We just stage so this, but that's not the right time to play that song.
Oh, there you have a point, yeah.
That's an insult. What do you mean? Oh, you go side nana be size neken. What be jans saka cry? Adena den mo be jina wa mbo nyuma no. Man ga cha den mo so onsa. Akufa de be jina kasa mo kasa onsa. Ba umia be jina mo kasa ba umia onsa. They don't respect the man. And this is what we are saying, sir. Ken, almost the vice president, the Brenner, to me, unrejected because one, he's going to have a trust issue. They say, okay, my vice president. That's it. What is it going to happen? They're going to come against him. They don't like him. They were proving, said
they have a proof, say Omon Penasem, Omon like and according to the Mr. Jerry, Ninkoma Wodin to me, I agree with him in some ways because at least for someone to lose an election, that I think so, you're almost 37+%. Tells you said the delegate for the Penasem. I think say worth the Oye be ahead, the share or more to a man and to show this, to show respect and to dedicate himself to them. Say, oh. Anya man we name of the muye man when ya so but so baby gina ho na ma bonyum kenere Agyapong wa the master and at the same time no na mo san pushing his one son is totally disrespect according to Mr. Jerry and akoye na nam so ama Mr. King honorable Kennedy akopre kwa Agyapong ba e bi so aba be di sa enkomo no bi person no fast forward e kokotie sa ansem no bi so eba.
I have 21 siblings, right? And this past weekend, our dad was running for president of Ghana. This past weekend, as in yesterday. Yesterday were the primaries for his party, right? And while he didn't win, he did much better than some people would have expected him to, right? And you just have to look at that man, Kennedy Agyapong, and be awe-inspired by all he's been able to achieve in his life. Growing up, our dad would always tell us, like, you can do anything you set your mind to, right? Because what happens when you have 17 daughters and 5 sons? You start to think about how the world is going to perceive them. You have black men, but then you also have black women, right? He always told us, like, no matter what, don't let anyone tell you you can't do something because you're black, you're a woman. Don't listen to that, right? And all I saw this weekend was him being the living embodiment of you can do anything you set your mind to. If he's not that, then I don't know who strung those words together to make that saying. They should have never done it. This man grew up in a village in Ghana with quite literally little to nothing. Had no electricity growing up. Didn't get his first pair of shoes, I think, until the age of 16. Was having to sell gum, razors to help put himself through school, to help put his siblings through school, to help his parents out. Ended up coming to America, becoming a taxi cab driver, was a gas station attendant, worked at Zaro Bakery, all at the same time to put himself through school. Was also at one point a dishwasher and a chef in Germany. Ended up buying his first house. J-Lo, fun fact, was his neighbor, actually. This was decades ago when she was Jenny from the block, right? Went back to Ghana, established several businesses, from media company, refrigeration, real estate. Now has over 7,000 employees, right? Has been a member of parliament for over 20 years. The second longest running member of parliament in Ghanaian history. And then stood up to also run to be the candidate for his party. Awe-inspiring. I've never been prouder in my life, more inspired in my life by this man, Kennedy Ohene Akumpreko Agyapong.
Mo. Akurutu akwada ya di komo papa. And with that, say obedi atem obe attack which table sim no atre have powerful. And the papa ye quite papa so fast so I inspire them. Any kind of communication beyond normal ye. Any father papa firm. And there will not to me can say the papa is a successful man based on in the history, the track record, what he has done for him life. And it also said, Papa na konko. The way soon come Kennedy Akopreko Agyapong the back. I will know Ajuma e wo Microsoft ebedi sa akomo we e de father papa ho kra do for had a bebe me kwai e be so dey this asem ni nyina si so be like so be share so be comment share dia we ya na amaye no mu bi so ni age me do kan na nyina do e be share bi mama kra. Bye bye.